the game wasn't the greatest of starts. It was a little bit ugly, but what we loved about our New York Knicks is regardless of how many runs they went on, we played catch up a lot. We got right back into it, cut the lead down to 2, cut the lead back to 1, cut the lead to 3, and then we managed to take that lead in the third and did what we had to do. So, we're gonna get into the nitty gritty of why, how, and all that. But as one of the few fans, I feel like there's a lot of us that are fans of the cup that some just don't want to admit it. I'm happy we're moving on. Let's see what's next. Let's go.
Yeah, man, I love the NBA Cup. It's a lot of fun, and it's just
It's
a new
fun,
element to the
bro.
season, man. It's a new
Yeah.
element to the season, and I mean, I like to see like another way for teams to compete, players, especially with the way that the CBA is structured, right? Like you think about guys like Jordan Clarkson, even though he was bought out, but you think about guys like that who are on vet minimum type deals, even Yabusele, where you get an opportunity to go compete and get some extra cash for this in for during the season competing for another trophy, man, and I think it's really good.
Yeah.
And I know it's still early on, but the longer and longer this in-season tournament
Exactly.
continues, it's going to become
Exactly.
more and more just like the NBA Finals, right? I mean, let's think about
Right.
it. When the NBA opened up, first
Mhm.
thing, right? Playing at YMCA's, no one's thinking about who cares about winning an NBA championship. No one's thinking about that type of stuff, man. But as you create the lore, as you create the history behind it,
Right.
then players, teams, fans start to get more engaged, and it's still at the early phases of it. So I'm enjoying it, man. I think it's a good way to break up the season. I'm liking it. But you know what I like even more, CK, that the New York Knicks are winning, man, and they're back on their winning ways. They defeat the Hornets on Wednesday, get a break in between for Thanksgiving. Shout out to everybody. Hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Hope you're all able to spend it with your families and your loved ones and your friends, whatever you do. And then the Knicks come back and win on Friday, giving us a good Black Friday deal. So we gotta love it there. But let's get into this game, man. So let's get into our player of the game, and I think it's pretty easy to figure out who that is. There's no question about it. It is none other than Jalen Brunson. My man went out here, did the damn thing to go get everything settled. And look, he got 37 points, played 39 minutes tonight. He got 37
Hold
points
up.
off of 12 for 21, off of 12 for 21 tonight, 4 or 6 from downtown, 9 or 10 of the free throw line, and some clutch free
Mm.
throws, especially in the fourth quarter. We're talking about knocking down all 3 free throws to extend that lead, man, when you really needed it. When the Bucks were making their comeback, 104 to 102, Knicks were still lead by 2, but to create that 5-point separation, that's what you needed, man, just to get it going.
Mm.
And then on top of that, he gets the five assists, 1 board. You could have done better on the boards, man. It's okay, bro. You're the captain, man. It's okay, but you got the steal. You know what I'm saying? You got the steal.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Jalen
Yeah.
Brunson coming through in the clutch, man. As always, Captain Clutch. That's why it's got the name.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, huge game. It was steady throughout, but man, that third quarter, boy, oh boy, that third quarter, Jalen Brunson went crazy. It was great because my favorite part is that he found a spot and he kept going there, and it felt like the Bucks just weren't figuring out that hey, Jalen Brunson's really good on that right elbow because he kept finding ways to dribble around, get the defender off him, jab him to death, and end up right back on that right elbow and killed him for like it had to be about 8 points off of that elbow of the 16 that he scored in the third quarter. Yeah, man, Captain, the Cap did his part. You know what I mean? Again, we're probably gonna talk about the other All Star in Karl Anthony Towns later on, but he had a relatively slow game here today. But Cap was able to hold it down. We'll talk about other guys too. But man, that third quarter was crazy, crazy, and he's been doing that a lot this year. I mean, I shouldn't be sounding as surprised because it's not surprise. I guess I'm still enjoying it. I don't ever want to get to a place of be taking it for granted or like he's supposed to do that. No, this is Jalen Brunson. We have arguably one of the best guards, in some cases, probably the best guard in the East on our team right now, and a blessing like this in a game where we were struggling throughout the entirety of this game until we finally took that lead in the third quarter and never gave it back up. Jalen Brunson's just his footwork is just out of this world. We even had a debate in the play-by-play, like who is the last guard you can truly think of that had the footwork that Jalen Brunson can have? And we're talking about bigs. We're talking about like the Hakeems. I brought up Melo, but we can't think of another guard that scores the way that Jalen Brunson scores. And bro, a night like tonight just shows you how important this guy is. So for those that want to come in these comment sections and these chats talking about, oh, we can never win a championship when your best player is 6 foot tall. All right, You can argue with the wall on that because I ain't listening to it. Because this man is greatness, and I'm never going to take this for granted. This is a blessing. We were praying to have a player that we can give the rock to and take us home. This is the defending clutch player of the year. Yeah, he was phenomenal today, man. All those stats you just named, those percentages are crazy. Field goal, 3-point, and free throw. Bro, crazy stuff. Shout out to the cat, man.
Shout out to the cap indeed, man. And to your point, man, maybe SGA, but still the way that Brunson does it though, it's see because SGA does it with a lot of finesse, you know what I mean? Brunson does it with a lot of physicality. Brunson
Right.
plays like he should be like a 6'8" power forward at times, the way that he's just muscling through. And that's what makes him so great, man. The footwork, as you talked about, the physicality, and just the demeanor that he has throughout the game. Because when you're watching two greats play, right, and you're looking into tonight's matchup between Giannis and Brunson, right, and you're seeing that these guys in a close matchup, none of these guys are wavering, and you need somebody like that who's going to keep their calmness, so that way they can help propel their team forward and get that victory. And look, both teams, like I said, were in this until the very end. It could have gone either
Mhm.
way. But when you
Mhm.
have somebody like Jalen Brunson, who, once again, I go back to those critical free throws because we saw it, man. Milwaukee was missing their free throws tonight, right? And
Yep.
we've been on that other side too, where we're missing free throws, and next thing you know, we're losing games by the margins, on the margins, I should say. And when you have Jalen Brunson, who comes out here and understands the calamity of what we're trying to achieve here, get to the in-season tournament, make it right, compete, and on top of that, just what this game means to come through with those big free throws in the end. Very, very, very critical. And then how about to top it off where he's just pass it to your boy, Mikal Bridges, out there for a transition dunk for the exclamation point on this game, man. So Jalen Brunson, hell of a play by him tonight, man. Hell of a play by him. Hell of a performance,
Yeah.
I should say. But yeah, and
100%.
so let's get to the role player of the game, man, because I'm sure there's some there could be a little bit of debate about who we think the role players of the game is. So I'll let you go first. Who do you think the
Yeah,
role
man.
player of the game is?
Oh, I'm standing on business. Back to back. The back to back. If you were here on Wednesday, I'm going back to back.
Mm.
Now, because I feel like the other one is obvious, so I'm gonna let you guys have it. I'm going the Mike Brown morale route. Back to back role player of the game for me is none other than Miles Deuce
Mm.
McBride, in my humble opinion. Now, the other answer, I'm not gonna argue with it, and I'm gonna let you guys have it. But I'm picking Deuce McBride because, like you mentioned, in that fourth quarter, you see Giannis is sitting on that bench. You see Jalen Brunson sitting on that bench to start off the fourth quarter. I told the chat in the play-by-play, these next 3 or so minutes are probably the most important minutes of this fourth quarter because you got Giannis on the bench and we are without Jalen Brunson. Who steps up? Dude said, I'm calling game. Put his hand up, back to back threes, laces them, nothing but net. Then Tyler Cole came in. He can be an honorable mention. But Deuce McBride, and not only the 2 threes, Alex, right after he hit that second three, what does he do, man? Immediately after that, goes up, locks up Ryan Rollins, made him shoot the most uncomfortable, barely hits the front of the rim where it should have been an air ball. Deuce McBride was great. And then you could fast forward to the end of the game where he closed out. You needed a bucket because it felt like we could not score. We were stuck at that 2-4 point lead back and forth. And dude said, I'm still here. Three ball from the bottom left side. That is for the closing minutes for the back to back top tier play from Deuce McBride. For those reasons alone, I'm going the Mike Brown, hype up my guys, high morale, keep this thing going, Deuce. You're that guy. He is my role player of the game. 2-time role player of the game. 2 in a row. I'm sure he's gonna get many of them, but 2 in a row. Deuce McBride.
Said back to back. Going like Drizzy,
Back to
man. He
back.
said back
Yeah.
to back like Drizzy out here. And look, man, totally understandable. The way that he came out in the fourth quarter, as you mentioned, and drilling some big threes, absolutely clutch. Just because, once again, we're talking about the moment, right? We're talking about the
Exactly.
moment here where you're saying, hey, this is a close game. Both teams are in it. Bucks are shooting lights out, especially in that first half, man. You need some energy. And then on top of that, when you're thinking about you need somebody to slow down Ryan Rollins. Okay, because Ryan Rollins has been he's an up and coming player, man. And shout out to
He
Rollins.
hates us.
Rollins was out there battling, man. He was out there
Right.
battling. The snatch that he
Right.
had on Jalen Brunson, dude, like that stuff like that you can't even Jeez, man, this dude has just come out of nowhere. Totally love his game, man. Totally impactful for the Bucks, and just absolutely needed. But, but I'm not going to go Deuce McBride, even though he was phenomenal tonight. I am going to go the other route, though. I'm going to go with my guy, none other than the heart of the city, Josh Hart, man. My man played 40 minutes tonight, critical tonight, had some solid defense on Giannis Antetokounmpo, okay? He went 5 of 12 from the field, got you 19 points. He didn't knock down any threes tonight, but he was clutch from the free throw line. 9 of 10, CK, 9 of 10 from the free throw line, and he was monstrous on the boards. 15 rebounds, okay? 13 of them being defensive, 15 boards, and then to add on top of that, he got the 7 assists and the 3 steals. My guy was doing the damn thing tonight, being a critical playmaker, being a critical board getter, and he was, look, the question was this guy going to be closing games under Mike Brown? And he certainly is. Mike Brown trusts him a lot, okay? He's been trusting him a lot. And look at this dunk right here that, shout out to our producer tonight, Gamba doing the damn thing. Look at him. Look at the poise, man. He knows that guys are coming down trying to block his shot, trying to get that physicality on in the paint, and he's finishing cleanly, man. Nothing. This is why he's my role player of the game tonight. Critical performance by him tonight. You need that. You needed somebody to come out there to help subsidize what Jalen Brunson was doing tonight to keep the Knicks in the game. And that's why I'm going with Josh Hart, man. He's just always there with being a critical playmaker, man. Always there, especially leading on those fast breaks.
Yeah, clearly, statistically, he was definitely, I that's a great argument. But for me, what was more important from Josh Hart in this game, and why I think solidifies your argument to make him the role player of the game, was the end of the game. Because the same way we were talking about, we were clinging on to that 4-point lead that eventually turned to 2. We got it back to 4. Then we had a little bit of a 3-point battle where, Kuzma hits that lucky 3. We got the 3 back by Deuce. What I love from Josh Hart, what I love from Josh Hart, is when it felt like we were struggling and trying to figure out where the offense was going to come from after a few misses from Mikal and Towns. We gave the ball to Josh Hart and said, look, you dictate this offense real quick. Let's throw him off. Let's get Brunson off the balls, because it was a little bit where we were trying to give it to Brunson, but they were doing a good job with Kuzma double teaming, so you got uncomfortable. But once you gave that ball to Hart, you saw the offense start to slow down. Brunson got to his spots, and then he started to do what he had to do, and the rest was just became history once we gave the ball to Hart.
Let's get to my favorite key stats of the night, brought to you by none other than DraftKings. All right, so let's talk about the key stats of the night, CK. Because in this one, right? In this one, we got, of course, Knicks winning 118-109. Knicks dominated the glass tonight, 44-35. They slightly edged out on the assist battle, 25-24. They slightly won the steal battle, 10-9. Lost the block battle. Bucks had 4 to the Knicks 2. Knicks did win the turnover battle. They only had 12, which is under what their season average is right now, which I'm pretty sure it's still 14. Bucks had 15 tonight. Knicks shot the ball well, even though they didn't win all the categories outside of free throw shooting. They did. They were good enough. All right, so they shot 45% from the field, while the Bucks shot 52. Knicks kept up with the Bucks' hot 3-point shooting. Knicks shot 41%, Bucks shot 44%, and this is where the Knicks edged them out. All right, Knicks shot, I'm sure CK is just loving this one, 85% from the free throw line, while the Bucks shot an abysmal 68%. And then when we start looking at all the other numbers, Knicks would dominate in this category. Second chance opportunities, where we just saw these guys, just, as I said, cleaning the glass. 22-5. They beat the Bucks 22-5 when it came to second chance opportunities. Knicks slightly edged out the Bucks in fast break points, 15-11, and then you had the Knicks winning points in the paint slightly, 40-36. CK, what did you think about the key stats of the night? Which one are you pointing to?
I have 2 honorable mentions that were not mentioned. 2 honorable mentions. One, and because I'm going to continue to sell this NBA Cup, I don't care how annoyed you guys get in the chat. So here's my 2 stats. One was the stat that we are 9-1 in the Garden, and 2 is that the Bucks were, before tonight's game, 14-2 in NBA Cup play, and we made them 14-3. Remember, also, Alex, they are the defending NBA Cup champions, and we eliminated them today. So those are two
Mm.
honorable mention stats that I'm a big fan of. Now, of the ones mentioned, my favorite stat, it coincides with I try to stay away from it because typical CK, but I have to choose it. And I'm going with the free throws in general, not the percentage. The fact that we had 33 free throw attempts tonight means that we were aggressive and we attacked the paint, leading to free throw attempts tonight. The referees are calling it nitty gritty, and the Milwaukee Bucks, they settled for a lot of shots. Obviously, down the stretch, Giannis started getting to the line a lot more, but we stayed aggressive in this game where we saw a few deficits, but getting to the free throw line helped the likes for a lot of guys that were not shooting great, but did a great job at the free throw line. Towns went 4 for 5 from the free throw line. Josh Hart with 19 points tonight, as Alex mentioned just now. He had 10 free throws tonight. A handful of them were and ones. He was going strong to the hoop. Also getting the foul and handle business. 9 for 10 from the free throw line. 100% was Deuce McBride. JB 9 for 10. I love I love that we had multiple players double-digit free throw attempts. Some people are going to complain about it around the league, like, oh, they're selling for foul. I see aggression because that has been a complaint we've had on a lot of these post games is that we want to see the Knicks be aggressive going to the rim, not settle so much for threes. Tonight, we did just that. Got to the free throw line 33 times. We sit here talking about shooting 40 to 45 threes a night. Nah. Tonight, we're talking about 33 free throws attempted. I'm proud of my team. 28 for 33. 85% from the free throw line. I'm rounding up. So that's my stat of the night, the free throw stat line. Love it.
And there you have it, man. My favorite is obviously the rebounding. And that's what I talked about in the game of the week preview, man, with my guy Rohan, is that the Knicks were going to win this one. And in this
You
battle,
called the
just
shot?
because. Yeah, man.
You called the
Called the
shot.
shot.
So are we winning this one? Oh, okay, go ahead, Alex. Yeah.
I'm saying we're winning the rebounding battle. I won't take it that far, man. I kind of
No,
like.
I know. I'm talking about rebound. No. I love
Oh
that.
yeah,
I
I
love
called
that.
it. We're going to win the rebound battle. I mean, we're top, man. We're the top rebounding team out here. Bucks stink.
Love it.
Bucks are awful when it comes to rebounding, man. I mean, if you just go to the traditional category, this is where the Knicks are right now. Okay, Knicks are currently 8th in the league, averaging 46 boards per game. Bucks are now 28th, averaging 32 rebounds per game. So I mean, the math was good to math. You know what I mean? The math was good to math. So I'll take the victory, CK. But it wasn't too hard to predict that one. But as always, like I said, that was key stats of the night, brought to you by DraftKings. So shout out to DraftKings, man. All of your favorite NBA players are back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is the place to bet on NBA stars this season. New customers bet just $5 and get 3 months of NBA League Pass. Plus, score $300 if your bet wins, paid in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code KFTV. That's promo code KFTV. Bet $5 and get 3 months of League Pass, plus get $300 in bonus bets if your bets wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-78-97777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. Pass through a per wage tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. NBA League Pass auto renews until canceled. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer. Remember, use that promo code KFTV. Bet $5 and get 3 months of League Pass plus $300 in bonus bets if your bets win. The crown is yours.
One thing I wanted to point out as well is I wanted to give a quick shout out Deuce McBride. I thought Deuce was excellent as well, especially early on in that fourth quarter, hitting some big threes. And then also the limited minutes that Kolek gave. I thought Kolek gave solid minutes tonight. That was good. But outside,
How about the lefty sweeping hook by Kolek? That was impressive. I like that.
That was
Cole Anthony, meet me at the rim. That was a nice aggressive move. We need that.
for sure. And then also the 3-pointer he hit there in the fourth quarter. So I guess you're just looking for him really to be like a net neutral, really. Like don't be a negative. As long as you can hold it while the captain's out, I mean, I guess that's fine. Also, I liked because I could talk about Brunson all I want, but I mean, like, he was excellent. But I try to look at like other things. I thought Clarkson, like, the shot wasn't falling tonight, but he was doing other things. I thought he was getting to the rim a little bit. It was good to see him doing other things. There was a few cardiac Clarkson moments, but yeah. And then also Josh, like I read a stat after the game that this was tied for his Nick high for free throw attempts. I don't remember what the number was, but he got to the line a ton tonight. On top of like the 15 whatever rebounds, 7 assists. So excellent game from everyone else. Would have been nice to get a little bit more out of Towns, but you know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, well, hey, on a night when Deuce continues to fire away, I mean, Deuce is just on fire right now, and then Hart gives you literally everything that you needed in this game to win. It kind of lessened the need for Towns tonight, but yeah, just great job. And then look, McCall, I know you guys were talking about McCall earlier. Look, he got his points when he needed to get them, and that was it. It was timely for McCall tonight. You know, wasn't much in volume, but he did what he needed to do. And as you guys said, his defense has been on point for the entire season. The stocks, right? Isn't he leading the league in stocks and steals and blocks?
Not sure about stocks, but he's third right now in steals. Mikal Bridges is number 2 in the NBA this season when it comes to stocks, right behind Victor Wembanyama. So Victor Wembanyama is averaging 4.67 stocks per game. Mikal Bridges right behind with 3.3.
Okay, well, I got total stocks, and Bridges is first in total stocks.
Oh, in total? Ooh.
He's at 60, and second is Scotty Barnes, and then tied for third is Turner and Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, I got the averages. So there you go,
Yeah,
man.
you got the averages. You got the average. Either way, he's 1 and 2. Look at my boy Mikal, man.